saying that loud. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's episode. Yeah. Can we get higher? Yeah. How about higher? Yeah. Can we go higher? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to the end of the podcast this year. Ooh, ha, ha, ooh. I can stand people who say, I'll see you next year. This whole week, you can suck my... Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to 7 Minutes in Evan. What are we doing? Ladies and gentlemen, coming in hot on the last episode of the year. Listen, one episode this week, all right? Listen, a lot of shit shifting, all right, in the universe. I'm talking about the secret, believe it, wish it, want it, succeed it, believe it, achieve it, manifestation. Listen, the second someone says manifestation in a second, your boy's out. Ninja ball on the ground, cloud of smoke, never see me again. All right? You might as well be trying to sell me on your pyramid scheme the second you use the word manifesting. Okay? Unless you're talking about a manifestation of perhaps cockroaches in your home, then you can talk about manifesting. You can be like, a swarm of beetles have manifested in my home. And I'm like, well, that's something I can help you out with, partner, because your boy likes to take some hairspray and a Bic, a little lighter, and that's how I would take care of wasps when I was a kid. You know, if there's ever a wasp problem, flame on, baby, flame on. But ladies and gentlemen, we are on the last episode of the year. I apologize, no episode out Tuesday. Did I even tell anybody that there was no episode? Nah, your boy, listen, busy. Everybody's busy at the end of the year, right? Should be chilling, but we're not. Just a lot of busy, a lot of moving pieces, and it's all good stuff. All good stuff, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Welcome to the last episode of the year. I've said that about 10 times now. Are we just stalling? Yeah. Yo, guys who can hit those notes, they're all dead. Why? Because they drowned in pussy. All right? R.I.P. R.I.P., yeah. But for real, if you can just hit those notes, I'm talking about those high notes, you're set, baby. You just got them vocal cords like that. Like when guys are just like, do you not think so far ahead? I mean, obviously Frank Ocean is gay, but he is in an ocean of buttholes just ready for him. Whatever he wants is just at his disposal, because how do you not just give it up when you hear, a potato flew around my room before you came? What? Huh? That album goes hard. Orange. I love that album by Frank Ocean. Even the song Forest. You keep running through my mind, boy. We're all a little gay. We always have been, all right? I would say at this point in my life, I'm about 11% gay. I don't know how gay you actually have to be gay, but I'm probably 11%. You know? That's the thing, is love's a spectrum. Love's a spectrum, all right? And you just need that clever person to put you over the edge. Maybe one day it'll happen. I'm not planning on it, but if it happens, it happens. Love's a spectrum. It feels like it would not be as bad if I cheated on my girl with a guy. I feel like she would even not be as mad about that. She'd be like, "Man, I get it. You've always said you were gay. So that's my get out of gay jail free card." All right, 11%. 2022, maybe we'll go to 12. We'll see what happens. All right, we'll see what direction this podcast goes, and if 7 Minutes in Evan becomes a manifestation of wish it, want it, believe it, achieve it, succeed it. Okay, because I'll be honest, I joke around a lot about being gay. I really do. Because it's fun. It's just fun, you know? What do they call it? Gay baiting? That's a new thing that they've said about celebrities. Like I saw some things about Billie Eilish, Billie Relish. They were saying that she was gay baiting, I think it was called, where you kind of act a little gay, and it's like, or gay teasing. I don't know what the term is. You're gonna have to Google it if you're so motivated to. But it's where you're just like you're flirting with gay people, okay? And listen, your boy has always been what you call gay gold, all right? I get hit on by gay guys the same way that girls get hit on by guys, all right? I understand the plight of the woman, all right? Because I'll just have gay guys come up to me. When I was living in Puerto Rico, your boy was competing in boxing, just chiseled, more at home on a Marvel's fucking lunchbox. I don't know. But guys would just come up to me. I would see them looking, just like how a girl probably knows a guy is going to hit on her and he's doing everything to avoid it. The guys would just come up to me and be like, hey, your eyes are so interesting. Where are you from? And I'm just like, Palmdale, California. From the Yellow Valley. Wow, is it exotic there? Because you are so exotic. Me being a run-of-the-mill, bland guy. I am a bland man. You look at me, I blame my first name, Evan. It just destined me to look bland, all right? I don't look exotic at all. I would need one eyeball to look exotic for me, okay? But gay gold, the guys will say anything to me. Say anything. Ladies and gentlemen, 2021, what kind of year has this been for everybody? We're moving on from that. That was going nowhere. I don't even know what some of these sounds are. Who said that? 2021 reflecting. Was it a setback? 11%. Who said that? I moved from not to California to Texas in a year. Who said that? I don't plan to ever go back. Who said that? Too much state tax. And not to mention, you can't do shit. Who said that? Voter fraud, who said that? How would you guys ever vote for Newsom again? Who said that? Ladies and gentlemen, a reflection on 2021. This episode is all over the place, but you know what? Welcome. All right. If it's your first time here, welcome. It doesn't get any different. All right. No one's gonna pop out of a goddamn box. It's just me. 7 minutes in heaven. That's not even 7 minutes. Yeah, you don't think people have said that to me before? All right. 2021. Looking back, what kind of year was it for people? Definitely a weird one. I think it's fair to say these last 2 years have been interesting for everyone. There is no way that your life didn't change in some way from 2020 to 2021 going into 2022. It's kind of crazy that we've been in a pandemic since 2020. What was it, March? No, I think February, things started heating up. And then we hit March. It was like the top of the roller coaster, and we kind of never stopped. In a lot of places, it never stopped. Your boy has been pretty much pandemic free since I moved to Texas, aside from having COVID, you know, for that brief week. All right. But it's kind of crazy if you just kind of stop and look at where your life was, the trajectory, great word usage, of where you wanted to be and where you are now. You know, before the pandemic, things were, you know, for me, good. And stand-up was never better than right before in the pandemic. Just so much material, so many sharpened bits. And then you just kind of shut it down completely. And stand-up's a kind of art form that you can't really sit down without. There's going to be rust. There's going to be decay. you're going to fall behind where you would have been if there was no pandy. But that's on such a small scale of what happened to people's lives. And it changed a lot. This is what I think was the good side of what happened. If you were going to find a silver lining in this, and you have to, because I feel like life is always about being able to adjust, adapt to a situation, and get over it. Move on, find some benefit. If there's no benefit, then find a way to keep moving forward through it. Find something that you can grasp onto as, okay, well, that happened. Now I need to move forward with this. You know, and that's what I have tried to do, is assess what happened. And the good thing that, I was going to get at is I feel like it made people stop and reflect on a lot of their life that they were kind of on autopilot. It's kind of easy to get lost in a cycle of life and just be like, go on autopilot. I feel like that's what happens to people when they go, where did the time go? They blink and it's been 10, 15 years at a job that they hate. And they've gotten so into autopilot, just wash, rinse, repeat, and not enough new stuff happening to where it feels like time's flying. I hit that point in my 20s. It felt like around like 25 to almost 30. A lot of stuff wasn't changing in my life, where it felt like I was just kind of going through the motions and I was just trying to work towards things, and not a lot was changing. And it started to feel like I was hitting a lull, and I needed like some extreme changes to like make something happen. And I did that, and that's when I started really pushing my video production business. I started doing, they're called 3D tours, like virtual tours for realtors. And your boy was doing like, I set the company record with this company that I had a contract with. I think I did 7 in a day. 7 of these in a day. And I would drive from, Ventura to Los Angeles, to Palmdale, to Ventura, Los Angeles, Ventura, all in a day. Like I was flying everywhere. And I just mean driving, not flying anywhere. But I would just do these realtors, these real estate video tours, like 3D virtual tours that you can walk through with Matterport. I was doing maybe 40 a week. No, that's way too many. I was saying I was averaging like 5. So it was like 25 to 30 a week. And I was making, I want to say, just to give you numbers, something like $50 to $60 a pop. So I was making like $1,500 to $2,000 a week. And I just started paying off everything. I was just working all the time. I hated it. I was peeing in my car, like in a fucking jug, eating, like I would pack all my food in the morning and just do whatever to make money. Aside from doing merch and everything and building up my own video production business and having video clients, I was doing this all day. And it was just to save enough money to get my head above water, not, pay off all credit cards, start saving money. My fiance and girlfriend at the time, she was just my girlfriend, not my fiance as well. And we were going to move in together. So I was able to save up, that deposit and everything, all the stuff you need, and have a few months. And that literally changed my life in the sense of like, it started me on a path to being like, now we can start doing something. Now I can start, trying to figure out a way to start a life, the life that I want. It's like easy, to get caught up in just doing the minimum. You don't have the energy to do what you want to do. I get it. There's times where you just feel like it's not even going to happen, that you're just going to be stuck here. And that's what, I know we were reflecting on 2020, 2021, but it was like the years before that, which made it so I was able to make the moves that I did in 2020. Because going into the pandemic, into like, I would say like 2019, I think I moved to Ventura in 2018, 2019. And while my video production company was doing great in like LA and everything, Ventura's an older community and it wasn't going well. I'll be honest with you. Now that I'm out of there, my video production company wasn't going well in Ventura. And it was because it has an older mindset. It's an older community. All the businesses there, fucking vacuum repair shops, very small business, small-minded, in the sense of they don't see the point of having video production. They're like, oh, I just advertise with the paper. I'm just like, fucking great. Good for you. That's working fine. So that was going away, and looking at bills, and when you don't have a plan B or any way out of it, you have to make a fucking, it's like that quote about jumping out of a plane, making a parachute on the way down. And it was like, I refused to get a regular job. I could have signed on to a big video production company, worked as an employee, made enough money to, pay for everything. But I would have a boss, and I probably wouldn't be able to do stand-up, because that's what I was focused on. Was like, I need to find a way to give me as much time back to where I can just do stand-up and focus on what I want to build. And that's when I started going harder into merch. And I remember I have an Etsy shop. Like I love selling stuff online because I have everything set up where it's all on demand. I don't have to actually print things anymore. That's how I started, was actually with a heat press, printing my own shirts and, designing these graphics, printing them, like buying all the equipment and all the material, heating it up in the fucking garage, pressing every shirt, packaging it, taking it to the post office. And I was like, I'm never going to be able to scale this. So then I started looking into other, opportunities and ways to do this. And I found print on demand, and I found a way to create my own business online. And that was like in 2019, because I was doing the numbers and I was like, fuck, I am going to run out of money. And credit cards are going up and I'm going to be fucked. And I literally was like, well, let me start pushing, Etsy. Let me start pushing Amazon, all these different businesses that I started building online. Let me just start building them out more. And I created everything, and I started just uploading every day. I had on my to-do list, and I started doing all of that. And it wasn't really making much money. I was having to take the shittiest video jobs, dude. I took a job. I won't get into details. Fuck this person. They're not listening. I did this job for a life coach, and it was supposed to be a $1,200 job. I think that was the total. $600 to $1,200. No, it was $1,200, I want to say. I was going to create a music video and a highlight surfing video and a video for their friend. It's not a huge paying job, but it was going to be very time consuming. At least I had no idea it was going to be this time consuming. I also filmed some interview portions, and I was going to mix everything in together. And here's a pro tip. If you're someone who's starting your own business and you're doing anything in the creative field, the lower paying jobs are always, and the clients who want it cheaper than you advertise or at what you quoted at, and they're always trying to cut corners and they want to bring down the cost, they're going to be your hardest clients. Something that you're going to have to learn is to walk away from guaranteed money when it's a lower paying job, because they're going to be the most difficult clients, and they're going to end up costing you a lot more in the time and headache and everything. They're the ones that always want everything nitpicked. Corporate clients, they're always going to have budgets, and they're always going to understand what you're doing. That's just a little freebie. Anybody who's looking to get into this. But this client, I remember, a very nice person, just, different businesses and everything. And a lot of people don't understand what really goes into any kind of production. And I show up this morning to film. And we film all this one portion of the interviews, and then we're going to film the surfing and everything like that. And there's not really any waves. But I'm like, okay, well, we're going to get the footage and blah, 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 and we'll see what we can do with it. And at the time in my contract, I think I had it in there that I would, if we have to reschedule for anything out of my control, then I have to charge for another day. And I didn't say this to this person before they went in the water. And for some reason, lost in translation, they assumed that I was going to film them surfing on a different day because there was no waves, when I should have, made it more apparent that, hey, this is the day we're going to film. So after they got out, after filming it for like an hour and a half surfing, she was like, I can't believe you stuck around even though there's no waves. We filmed that. And then I was like, fuck, I'm gonna have to film another day because this waves are shitty and blah, blah, blah. And I should have been more, apparent, like, hey, we're filming this day. So then I'm like, fuck, all right, let's film another day. So I wake up, I think the next week, wake up at 4 a.m. at some points, very early, show up, no waves. She says, yeah, there's no waves. We're going to have to reschedule. And I'm like, okay, listen, I'm up, blah, 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 but there's no waves. We reschedule again. The morning of, she calls me again, no waves. And I'm like, this is getting ridiculous. Like, this is insane. I say, hey, we have to schedule this. It's now been a couple months. I'm still not completely paid on this job. And it's just been ridiculous. I go, we have to schedule this, and I have to charge you a shooting fee because this keeps being dragged on. If we do this again, I have to charge you this fee. We finally shoot. We get there. There's waves. I'm filming. All of a sudden, my drone fucking has an emergency battery depletion. This insane thing happens. It depletes over the water. My drone falls in the water and it's lost. A $2,000 drone, gone. Just like that, I'm now at $2,000 on this job. Do I have insurance for this business? No, because your boy was just not at that point yet. The drone's gone. I didn't get the footage that I needed. I couldn't finish the job with that footage that we had. I now need to reschedule this shooting date and buy a new drone. So now I'm out. I think I ended up getting like an $1,800 drone. I buy another drone. So now I'm out $2,000, tacking on another $1,800. So I'm like negative, at least $2,000 on this job now. Basically, I'm in the hole on it. We reschedule. I get the job filmed. Editing is a nightmare. It's just a difficult client. Finally, I get it done. And it was just like, I was at a point where I was just like, this is ridiculous. This is the one of the only, I had a couple big jobs in Ventura, but I was like, I'm negative money right now. And now all of a sudden a pandemic is starting, and my merch business and everything is starting to, get a little bit of traction. And I'm uploading, and this is the whole point of it, is like so much work went into uploading every day. I spent, usually like an hour, 2 hours a day, just designing and uploading shirts and designs and everything, keyword research, everything, not selling anything. And I've been doing this for years, graphic design, where I would design something that would take me 5-6 hours to design it because like I'm just new to this. It would never get a sale. I basically would spend 5-6 hours on the design that would do nothing for me. But you need all those shitty hours of designing bad ones to help you learn how to design good ones. And I spent years uploading and all of that. And now I'm building out all this stuff on Etsy, Redbubble, TeePublic, merch, all of this. And I'm going into the pandemic, and all of a sudden stores start getting shut down. And it just completely changed my business. People started shopping at home. I happened to hit a couple niches of designs that people really liked. And it went insane during the pandemic. Those first few months, it just went nuts to where I was making more money with merch than I've ever made in my life. More money than I've ever made with anything in my life. And I was able to start just saving money, where it was just, an opportunity came where I happened to have put in enough work and enough time to where when an opportunity, arose, I manifested it. That's what really happened. I was able to capitalize on it. And I did it in a good way, I think, is because I was able to see the writing on the wall with California and to be like, this is time to go. It's time to go. And I saw it as an opportunity to be like, maybe I could invest this in something, like a house. And my fiance and I, at the time, we were looking all over. Once I started making pretty good money and I was like, what? I think I have an opportunity to use this for something. We started looking at places, old houses and everything. We were getting outbid. Everything was crazy during the, now we're at like 20, I want to say like September, maybe June, August of 2020. We looked for a couple months, a few months. We even flew to Texas, tried to look at places. We were getting outbid on everything and by a lot. And I was like, this is ridiculous. And a realtor we started working with in the Austin area, shout out, phenomenal, great. She told us about where we live at now. And we ended up getting this opportunity with this house that we're in now, where someone had backed out of the lot and we had called at just the right time. They're like, hey, we have one lot available for a house to be built. I have 2 different people driving here right now. But if you can send me a picture of $1,000 check as your earnest pay, I can reserve this lot for you and it's yours. And I said, when's the house going to be built? Probably looking at like October or November of next year. It'll be finished. And my fiance and I looked at each other. We're like, say no more, fam. Literally right then, started writing the check, sent her a picture, and bam, I put it in the mail that day. And that's how fast things moved in Texas. And that was like in September or some shit. And then we literally moved here, we had some time. We started selling everything. Dude, I sold everything. I sold shit that I got for free. I found a fucking chair on the sidewalk. I sold that shit for $100 on Craigslist. It was a nice woven chair. I don't give a fuck. I'll turn a profit. I'll figure it out. But all that to be said, I don't know what the whole point of taking you on that journey, but it was just like 2020 was insane. Like the things that happened and the way people's lives changed is like, it's so important to find a way to be responsible for your life. This isn't me preaching at all. I don't want this to come off like that. But like, it seems like it's so not promised that you will have a good life and that you'll be taken care of if you put your independence in someone else's hands. If you trust a corporation, if you trust a government to take care of your health. Isn't that insane that the government is like, hey, you should rely on us for your health. Lean not on your own understanding. Don't try to worry about being healthy. Just listen to us and do what we say. Give up your guns. Don't worry about, safety and all of that shit, protecting your own home. Just rely on us. What do you think 911's here for? That was always an argument. It was like, you can call 911. No, all you fuck faces now want to defund the police. The fuck you think's going to happen? Ridiculous, I tell you. But that is kind of crazy. That's the first time I've actually thought about that, is that so many people were saying about people shouldn't have guns, that's what police department's for. But now those same people are like wanting to defund the police. So it's like, wait, who are we supposed to rely on? Other people's goodwill? Just hoping that there's not bad people out there? Grow up, Peter Pan. Grow up. But 2020 was insane, right? I keep talking about 2020 when it was 2021. I'm still not over the fact this is the end of 2021. Like, what? How weird is that shit? Remember it was supposed to be 2 weeks? That's why I think it's important we move on. One thing people aren't talking about, in America, I think there's been one death related to Omicron, but we shut everything down again, scared the fuck out of people. You're literally messing with people's well-being and health when you put this fear in them. And it's like, people need to stop being afraid and start focusing on getting themselves healthy so they don't have to be afraid. But also, there's some responsibility in a governing body to not try to scare your citizens. And I think there has to be a point where people just stop being afraid and start trusting themselves, investing in themselves. And that's like the whole point of me talking about what I did in 2020 and how I was able to make things happen, is by taking chances on myself. And I don't pat myself on the back. It might sound like I have been, but it literally, I had no idea that things would work out. But I just that's all I did was I just trusted it and I just didn't give up. That's all it was, is that I just trust that I could do something and figuring it out. And that's all it was. And it wasn't fucking easy. There's a lot of times I question everything I fucking do. But you just gotta keep doing it, baby. That's what it all comes down to. Let's just keep doing it. And I hope the same thing for you guys. Like, I hope that you guys figure out exactly what you want to do and find a way to do it. And it's not easy. And that's the thing, is like, I still struggle with a lot of shit. Literally every day I have to fight a battle of making sure that I'm doing the things that keep moving me forward, making sure that I'm not getting lost in social media, making sure that I'm not addicted to my phone, making sure that I'm not, robbing myself of joy by comparing myself to other people and where they are, and not getting lost in the fantasy versus reality of what life is and what you expect from it. So much shit. This shit is rough. Life is rough, but it's also quite glorious because there's barbecue in it. There's great food in it. There's great friends in it. And listen, I used to be pretty hard on people. Not hard on people, but I would roll my eyes at people with New Year's resolutions. But fucking do it. Get out a fucking piece of paper and write down some goals. Write down not just goals, things you want to work towards. I feel like it's easier to almost write down some shit that you don't want to do anymore. Not only just focus on the things you want to do, focus on the things you don't want to do. And that might be even just a starting point. You might not know what you want to do. But if you're like, I want to watch less TV. I want to eat less cheese. I don't want to drink soda anymore. Start writing down those things. And you'll be surprised. The energy, the focus you get, you got to start filling up that time, You hear me? You understand. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for listening to the podcast. I want to say we've been doing the podcast now for over 2 years. We started the podcast in December of 2019. And now we're coming at it 2 years. I want to thank everybody. I know I have a few people who have been listening since the beginning. It means the world to me. Blows my mind every time. I hope that we all just keep moving forward. Hope this episode was entertaining, at least. Educational, interesting. Let me know what you think, all right? And I'll see you guys in 2022. And remember, no matter what, I still love you.